I'm curious, as a sister, for people out there, especially in our community, who want to achieve their dreams so badly, but the outside noise is so loud right now with all the anti-LGBTQ hate and anti-legislation. For you, did that ever play a part in you striving for your dreams? Did you ever doubt yourself because of your identity, or did you just say, F it, if the world isn't ready, I'm still gonna go for it?
It's interesting. I always felt like I knew that I was capable of this, and I always felt like people would be interested in hearing stories like mine and like so many other queer people's. But I definitely found that the verbiage that was being used is that it wasn't time, or there wasn't interest, or that it was just something that was not going to happen. I mean, we made Glamorous now, and we tried to make the show 4 or 5 years ago even, and even then the industry has changed so much since then, where at that time I remember it was so different, and the hurdles you have to get over to create queer TV was so particularly challenging, and it's still challenging at times. I mean, that's definitely a very real thing, especially with the state of politics, pop culture, all of that. But I think what's been really important for me to see is that the tide is changing, even if there is a very loud grouping of people who do not like that. And I try to take as encouragement that the same people who were sort of gatekeeping these opportunities for me are now looking for people like me, and they see the value. And I've always seen the value in people like us, and I've always seen the value in telling our stories. And so I'm really grateful that people are sort of catching up to that. And I hope that anybody who watches shows like Glamorous or any of these other amazing queer shows, that they'll feel encouraged that that sort of hurdle is something that has already been leapt before, and someone has paved that so that they can happily take part in what's to come.
Do you think there was a time for you where, you know how you were saying that people would tell you, oh, it's not time, or people aren't ready? When in your journey was the moment where you felt like people were not saying that anymore, telling you, okay, like, yeah, we have this available for you, or this opportunity available?
The moment that I felt the tides changing for me was when I auditioned for Glamorous, because I remember at the time I was 19 and I was assisting on like a Madison Beer photo shoot because I was just trying to work odd jobs and make things work, and I was kind of contemplating retiring and starting to find something else that I could do, because up to that point I had just gotten so fatigued with going into these rooms, and even for gay roles and being told I was too much for the gay role, and that was really stressful for me. And so I remember I got this call while I was on set for that shoot, and they told me there was a script that was called Glamorous, and it was about, at the time, a gender nonconforming person who loved makeup and did YouTube. And I was like, that's what I do. So if I don't book this, then I really gotta retire. So I sort of was like, okay, I'll give this one a shot, and this will be sort of telling for me, because this is the first time I see myself in a character. And then I met with the production for the first time, and I actually remember I went into that first meeting as like a diet version of myself. I like toned back the makeup, I toned back everything, because I was not certain that they were going to be interested. I thought, if I'm too gay for those, I'm probably too gay for this. And then the only note they had for me is they were like, we want you to be you. We want you to come in and do what we see you doing online and what we see you doing around Los Angeles. And so I remember I went through 2 weeks of meetings with them, and then I had a screen test, and they told me that they had another scene for me to do, and they were going to tell me about it once I got in the room. So I like walked in the room and was like, I'll do anything, like whatever the scene is. And the creator of the show, Jordan Ardino, was like, we're so sorry we didn't give you the scene ahead of time, but this is the scene where you got the part. And I didn't believe them, so in the video I'm fully like, I don't understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
And they were like, it's yours, it's your part. And the whole room clapped, and I was just like, I fell to my knees and was so emotional. And you know, you think in those moments you're gonna have like this like Oscar speech of like, thank you, but I was so speechless that all I literally said was thank you. And then I just took it all in, and it was super special to me, because I had spent years being told that it wasn't time for me, and this was the first time somebody had said, it's time for you, and we see that, and we value that. And it's just crazy to think that that was, 4 years ago now, and the show has grown and evolved even more into something that I love even more. So I'm just super proud of it, and I couldn't be happier with the work that we did and the response that it's got.